You came up with this concept called the yin and yang framework. Can you tell us what that means specifically in practice?
To me, the yin is, basics, bare bones. In the building industry, you might call it merchant built in order to get to affordability. Generally in an area that does have a good transportation corridor, but is not necessarily high rent, where the land is cheaper and you can build cheaper and actually create a product that is market rate affordable. Now, on the other hand, yang, which is what we're doing with the concept we led with Park West, is about beauty, about design, about luxury, about finishes, about making the product the most incredible experience that one could have, leading with a design eye, but not throwing caution to the wind and throwing resources at things that don't actually translate. Now, what we found is that you can have both. And even going back further, which is one of my own philosophies, is a lot of these people that are renting are never going to be able to afford to own. So why not make the place that they're going to live something that you'd live in? Why not make it as healthy and as nice as possible? And the way we're accomplishing that, which is why I say it's a combination of yin and yang, is affordability by way of downsizing the units so that they're a very efficient design, but yet having, say, we've got 9-foot 2-inch ceilings. So even though 80% of our units are smaller than 500 square feet, they don't look smaller than 500 square feet because of the volume and also because of the finishes. We're using a lot of whites and a lot of neutral colors. And then Raskin in his book, Housing 2.0, has a whole chapter on just how to design a home or a unit in terms of minimizing hallways, for example, to make the space in a home or a unit actually a smaller square footage, but actually physically more usable. Cutting out corners cuts out construction costs. So that's just one example of what we did. And I think that every unit that we have, whether it's a studio or a one-bedroom, junior one-bedroom, or a full-sized one-bedroom, or a two-bedroom, two-bath unit, are a roll-up of 3 or 4 decades of my experience and our partners of studying as students the layouts of every apartment complex we ever sold or owned or managed or walked through doing a rent survey. I think we've got the best 2-bedroom, 2-bath unit at 1,060 square feet in the market. So it's not just about being yang and having luxury, but also having it be, conversely affordable.